What is good? What is good, y'all? Thanks so much for tapping into the Be Influential podcast, where we dare you to be different. You already know we highlight the crazies here, the change makers, the rule breakers, the risk takers. We give them a platform to say whatever they want. But you know what? We help you be influential too. Like, we have to grow as a community.
Yes.
And that's what I love about the Be Influential podcast. You already know it is May 14th. It's Freedom Friday. We're live at the Downtown TV production studio.
Okay.
Right? Magic Man Mike
Yeah.
behind the camera.
Hello.
Tony behind the camera, killing it. You already know I'm your girl, Angie Legg, your personal brand bestie. And beside me is the beautiful, the Clubhouse Queen,
Sharontel Dursko. You know me. I totally get my introduction all along with a whole sentence. Celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, and international best-selling author of the #1 Habit series for entrepreneurial success. They say you're not supposed to do it like that, but I do it because I do me.
That's it.
Be influential.
The rule breakers. We don't care. Rules are for
Dare to
breaking,
be
y'all.
different.
And right to the right of me, I have the beautiful and longtime friend, Mrs. Jess Nana. She's a social media master, you guys. She's been in the game for a long, long time, and I'm so excited to have you on the show. Jess, how long have we known each other?
Since 1998. So you do the math because I don't do the numbers.
How did you know 98?
So that's when I moved here from Belgium.
Okay, that makes complete sense. And
Yeah.
we played sports together.
I mean, yeah, we played sports together, sure. And by play sports, we sat there and conversed while we watched everyone else play, sure.
I hit a couple home runs.
You're right. You did. You did.
We're not the same. No, I'm
Yes.
kidding.
Yes.
Whatever.
We
You
did
were
the
still bad.
extracurriculars for the resume.
So
right?
tell the audience, what is it that a social media manager person? Because now that umbrella is like so big.
Yeah. Well, I'm now a online marketing educator. I pivoted. I was a social media manager for wedding pros and creative entrepreneurs for 8.5 years. And just before the pandemic, I decided to completely change directions of my business. I'm good at that. Usually when there's like a recession coming, I left my corporate job and started a business. So it was only natural that this would be the time that I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something totally different. I believe in authenticity first, and that's what has changed in social media. I could no longer tell the story of my clients in the way that they could, but there was a gap. They knew they could tell the story, but they didn't know how to use a social media scheduler or come up with a hashtag strategy, and they definitely didn't want to show up on stories. So I teach business owners and entrepreneurs now how to authentically show up, manage all their online marketing, and kill it in order to attract dream clients.
That's a full plate.
Yeah, it's a lot, right? It's
I mean, that's, having all the platforms. There's how many platforms now? Like, some I haven't even heard about. I'm just realizing Tumblr might be something that is important. But what's most important is today we are talking about the power of Pinterest to grow your business.
Game changer.
Wow.
Game
I don't know
changer.
anything about it. I don't think I'm on there. Maybe I got a name on there, but that's it.
I only go on there to find helpful tips to do things.
And that's the thing. Those are some of the things that they're known for. But what they're doing behind the scenes, their stats are absolutely insane.
Through the roof. I think, and that's the first thing we need to talk about, is that Pinterest is a search engine. It is not a social media channel. That is very, very important. Because it's a search engine, you need to know your keywords and how people search for you. So on top of learning how to manage Pinterest, you're also going to learn all about your SEO, search engine optimization, which some of my clients have asked me, is that sexy entrepreneurial operations? I'm like,
yes,
it should be.
Depends what show you're watching.
Yeah, right, exactly. So this is the best place where you get to know exactly how people are searching for you. And another thing that needs to be noted is back in November, Instagram turned on their search engine ability.
Yes.
So your captions are now read with keywords. So it's a natural progression for all your marketing for you to know what you're doing when you're on Pinterest. And because I love that people are looking for helpful tips. It's not just about home decor and recipes. And that's where business owners kind of need to make the shift. People are looking for you and what you do on there.
Absolutely. And it's, known as a visual search engine.
Right.
And we're going to be discussing all of that. Facts you didn't know, how to use the SEO, how to repurpose content, because that's where I'm realizing Pinterest is the most powerful.
You're there.
Taking.
Of course you are, personal brand bestie.
Listen, I have to be there. I gotta be everywhere. But I need to be better. I need to be, well versed in understanding and taking it to the next level. So before we get into the show, we already know it's Sharon Tell's favorite part. We do the influential word of the week.
I'm so excited.
So I give you a word and then we try to use it at some point throughout the show. So the word is incognitant. And what's really funny.
Seriously?
Yes. Thoughtless or inconsiderate.
Don't be so incognizant of this part of the episode. Like, this is the best part for me, the influential word of the week.
You know what I mean? A lot of people are incognizant about their social media strategies.
Yeah.
And we got to put that to rest. And the whole idea is to, use words that we don't typically use all the time,
Yeah.
And so incognizant
Okay.
is where we're headed for the rest of the show. Okay.
All right.
That's
So
the word.
let's get right into it. Let's talk about Pinterest and why we should even be using Pinterest. I've got a couple of facts. We're gonna hash them out. We're gonna see what's going on and what we think. Now, this is a little controversial. We know the internet. This is internet information. So take it, with a grain of salt. But according to a few sources, not just one, Pinterest is the fourth most popular social media platform in the States. And that means that it ranks ahead of Twitter. Are you listening? Because you're the Twitter girl.
Twitter.
So it
I'm
ranks
listening.
ahead of Twitter.
Ahead of Twitter.
Yes, it ranks ahead of LinkedIn.
I'm cool
Which
with that.
Which is growing right now.
Which
so.
is right.
Mhm.
And more people are like, okay, I need a LinkedIn. WhatsApp, which I don't use as a social media platform, but a lot of people do.
No.
Yeah, in the UK and Europe, a lot of businesses use WhatsApp to take
Yes.
orders. A lot of
Oh,
retailers.
I do see that.
But that's cultural too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the last one is Snapchat. They do better than Snapchat. These are platforms that people are all making like buku cash on and not even touching Pinterest. So, what's your favorite platform? Like, what do you typically use?
Pinterest 100% for me.
You do.
I'm an introvert, so for me, it's a gem. I don't need to engage with anybody on there. I don't need to. I can show up how I want to. I can just set it and forget it.
You can. So,
Okay, that's cool. No,
Yeah.
because yours is.
I need to
yours is
speak to
IG.
people. I need to see
Yeah,
people.
so IG. So you love your stories.
love my
You love
story.
getting on your lives. You love showing up. And you know what? I think that's what's really important for everyone, for every business owner to keep in mind. There are so many different ways to be visible in your business and show up. And I'm not a proponent of actually being on every single social media channel, because when you can get spread very thin and burn out, you need to find
Yes,
the
you
ones
can.
that you love, but that move the needle in your business and bring you in money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you got to focus on the ones that you enjoy, and more than likely the ones that you enjoy, that's who your target audience enjoys too. So that's something to always keep in mind.
And that being said, all the stats said Pinterest is really like 78% women.
Yeah.
So if that is your target market,
That's where you need to
women
be.
is your target market. If moms are your target market, moms
Yeah.
with kids,
Yeah.
that Pinterest is dynamite, let alone, what it can do just for any business, any type of person.
Yeah.
Mike is not a mom, nor does he have children.
I am not.
One of the actually really interesting things that I learned about Pinterest that really struck me was that 91% of people say that it's positive. And I think
Yeah,
that,
it is.
right?
That's
Like, I'm not even on there,
100%.
but I know.
It doesn't have the same connotation as, we talk about perfect little squares on Instagram and what that makes us feel like. We're seeing everyone's highlight reel. That's not how Pinterest is, but subliminally it is. But that's the funny part. It's not mentally, we don't take it in like that. We see a beautiful room and we're like, oh my gosh,
that's so
home
adorable.
inspo, it's so
Yeah.
awesome. But behind the scenes, you might be feeling like, oh, my living room doesn't look like that. So it's different in that sense. Like it feels like you're not seeing the highlight reel, but you are.
But it doesn't feel like it's being pushed on
No.
you. Like with influencers, a lot of the times, you
Yeah.
know,
It's
we're
being
pushing
pushed.
products.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
We're talking about products and our sponsors and things like that. But with Pinterest, because you're searching it,
Right.
you are allowing you are
You
looking
control,
for it.
right?
Yeah,
You control, and it's a great
Yeah.
place for motivation, like for quotes,
Oh,
words
it's
of the
awesome for
day,
quotes.
right? For quotes,
Yes.
Like you're
I'm not on there, but I know
you
I
can
do know some things about it because I go and I love the quotes. I love the recipes.
Yep.
So
Some good
she's
ones.
starting a cooking show.
Mhm.
Oh, for you,
Yeah, you can talk about it. Yes.
it's
And-
an absolute no-brainer.
Oh,
Pinterest
I'm just
is
saying,
the
I'm-
no-brainer.
Perfect timing for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing too. Pinterest is your number one traffic driver to your website. That's the thing. And because it's
To any URL.
to any URL, but because it's a search engine, a pin that you've pinned 6 months ago will live on forever. People will find that forever. So what
Like
happens,
YouTube.
right? Right. The people that are actually utilizing it, they're the ones reaping all the rewards because their stuff keeps coming up even months later.
I'm so excited.
Views after views on the same piece of little.
Right. And you
It's
can now
amazing.
show up on there in pins, so you can do videos of yourself all that you want to.
can
There's
have
story
videos.
pins now.
Wow.
Where you can go and it's just like Instagram stories in a way, but different. And for food, it's people put ingredients on there, list everything out, and then it links directly to your recipe. And it's a surefire way to build some great traffic to your website.
So, like for your IG lives, you know, you can.
Repurpose.
Right, exactly. And so you take a
Mhm.
little video clip because you're talking about hiring somebody to, right?
Yes.
You take a little video clip and then you send it to Pinterest. And then because it's a search engine, Google finds it, you know? And so now
That's awesome.
Instagram's doing it, like you said. So
Yeah.
now Instagram's, you've already downloaded it there. You've
Mhm.
already got your clip that you're going to repurpose. It
Come on,
is-
personal
Yeah.
brand
it's
bestie.
I
Bring it on.
I mean, that's the
Brand
beauty
me.
of it. That's the
Yeah,
beauty
that's
of
no,
it.
that's beautiful.
It saves you so much time because you're already creating all that content everywhere else. So why not just be repurposing it right there?
I mean, and this
Who's
whole
gonna have time for that though?
okay, anybody, because if you already have the video,
Mhm.
okay, so say you do one video for TikTok, Instagram,
Reel.
YouTube, and Pinterest.
That's all the places where
That's one video,
Right.
Mhm.
and it is your problem if you don't want to take advantage of the fact
yeah.
that posting one video on 4 different platforms is too much work for you. Then
That's why
Yeah,
having a
that's it.
social media scheduler is absolutely key.
okay, well then let's also talk about that because I'm kind of obsessed with trying to post organically.
Most people
Me
are.
too.
The problem is though that you are
It's
not going to
impossible.
save the type of money
Me too.
and time, right? Because time equals saving money. You are not going to save that type of time when you're doing it organically. The other thing too, Angie, depends on the type of person that you are. But a lot of times I find with business owners who do it on the fly, they're like overthinking it and they're trying to like get it done rather than posting with intention and really sitting down. And you do actually need to have a strategy. That's the thing. If you're an influencer and a content creator, that's different because your goal is different than a business owner and an entrepreneur, right? If you're a personal brand,
Yeah.
right? But you need to be sitting down with intention and thinking about, okay, what are my content pillars that I need to share to get my target audience to come and follow me? So when you sit down and you work with a scheduler, you get to look at the bigger picture and decide, here's this one piece of content that I can use 6 different places, right? Now imagine that you pick what I call my CEO day. Every Monday I sit down, I create all my content for the week, I schedule everything for the week, and it's done. So I can spend the rest of the week engaging, showing up on podcasts,
Okay.
Mhm.
blogging, nurturing my email list. I mean, there's a lot of other pieces that go into marketing. Social media is just a very, very, very actually small piece of it all.
I tell people if you are going to do it yourself, it is a part-time job, period.
Oh, it's an absolute. And here's the thing too.
If you want to be successful, if you want to see
results, you've got to be consistent. But that's the thing. It's not about the quantity. It's not about posting every day. And Pinterest, that was a big change actually that we should talk about real quick. So Pinterest had its biggest overhaul on the platform this year than it ever has since its inception. And one of the things that really changed is it's no longer about, it used to be you have to post 10 to 15 pins a day to really gain traction on there, right? Which is not sustainable for any person. That the algorithm has now changed. What Pinterest wants to see is you creating fresh pins. It's your own content. So if you're posting one pin a day and it's yours and it's your content, that's good. That's all you need to be doing now. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality and the consistency. So that's the other thing with Pinterest. You're going to get all excited. You're going to hear me today. You're going to leave. You're going to start pinning for the next 2 weeks. And then you're going to get busy. And if you don't sit down and set aside the time and make it a habit, like going to the gym, drinking water and everything else, it falls to the wayside. And when you stop being consistent, then you're not going to get the results.
True.
And that's exactly it. And I love that you said that you don't have to post every day.
Yeah, no.
And there's so much information out there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's some people, if they post every day, it works for them. There are other people who don't need to post every day and it still works for them.
You got to find your quality.
Your flow.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I call that finding your minimum.
And that makes complete sense because I've really slowed down on my Instagram content and been doing more long form content, the podcast, weekly vlog videos, and just like a little bit longer. So I'm so glad you said that because I think people feel like they need to post every day, and not for nothing. Yeah. If you're just posting an Instagram post feed, like it's trash.
Yeah, just to post. If you don't have value, right? You always should ask yourself in every piece of content that you create for your target audience, how do I serve? How am I serving, right?
Step one.
That was my word for the year this year was impact. Yeah. How do I make an impact? And that's a question I ask myself with every single piece of content that I create. Same thing for every business owner. What is it that you do for your target audience? You need to be thinking about that. If you're just posting to post, you're never going to get the results because that's the thing. People can tell when you're unauthentic. We're dealing with G-Zens now, okay? And they're not taking away my skinny jeans and my side part. So I'm just going to say it right now.
I did a whole thing this morning about the side part.
Maybe I'll get into the mom jeans, but probably not. But in the meantime, they know authenticity, right? They tell us every day what's they can tell when we're not authentic. And it's actually a really good thing because it means we just get to show up as ourselves.
They know.
Yeah, they do
you can tell. Everybody can tell. I love this. I love this because Pinterest, again, just so super powerful. One of the last things I want to mention that I think people are really going to be surprised about, because Facebook is a place where a lot of people like to start creating content because it's their family, friends, and so on and so forth. But what people don't understand about Facebook is that they're going down. Their growth, their member growth was like 6% last year.
But
Pinterest was like 57.
Even though it feels like that, careful because Facebook always has a comeback and they've already changed. Now you can go to I don't know if you've made the switch yet, where you can switch and you have your business only feed now. You can switch between your personal and a business feed now. And I've been spending time engaging on there just as an experiment to see. And I'm definitely getting leads and traction from Facebook now because exactly to that point, people don't want to see the personal. And now it's become the new LinkedIn. It's like the new B2B platform.
I know all the real estate agents are posting every house, I mean, it's, content is content. Yeah. But you're right. That is the beauty though of Pinterest is that it doesn't require as much work as the other platforms. And it's growing fast.
Oh, beyond. I mean, this year alone, I just looked at the top Pinterest pins every week I do this just to see what the top keyword searches are, travel, obviously there's no surprise there, right? Travel outfits,
Fashion.
travel outfits,
Oh yeah.
outdoor dinner parties, outdoor celebrations, micro weddings continue to trend. I mean, Pinterest will always be the name of the game for weddings for all my wedding pros. I mean,
Oh, I can see that.
92% of women plan their weddings on Pinterest before they're even engaged,
Wow, I can see that.
right?
Yes.
So I think that's the other thing too. And if you're looking at a place to grow that know, and trust factor, there is no better place to do that than Pinterest.
It's really true.
Because you're just nurturing, you're just nurturing and building a relationship on there, but in a different way. You're not talking in the DMs, although people can message you, but they're just seeing your pins, saving them, and calling it a day. You don't actually have to interact. You're not talking in the DMs. You're not. It's a totally different vibe.
I know, because it's all about working smarter.
Yeah.
Not harder. And if
Right.
Pinterest is going to do that for us, don't get attached to your platform.
Right.
I'm not attached, for instance, to Clubhouse. Somebody asked me to moderate every week for a specific room. I was like, I just am not investing in Clubhouse, me personally.
Yeah, me too. And
You know
everyone's
what I
always
mean?
floored because they're like, what? You're an online marketing educator. Are you crazy? You need to be on the ground up of everything. And I said, yeah, but do I? No, because that's not what I teach. I believe that you should only be where you can successfully manage. Clubhouse is way too much of a time suck for me. And because I'm an introvert and an empath, I just can't deal with people on there. It's just, I feel everything. Every time they're talking, I'm like narcissist. Okay, nope, I can't be here. So for me, and that's okay, but I know other business owners where in the wellness community, they have had incredible conversations on there. They've grown their business. And that's the thing. You need to find what works for you and stick with that. Yeah. And that's it. You don't have to be on 8 different platforms to be a successful business owner. You just need to find where your people are.
And create a strategy around it.
Yes.
And that's what makes Clubhouse so difficult, is the only strategy is maybe your Instagram growth and connections. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And you've got a strategy because Clubhouse is linked to LinkedIn. So
but it is a time sucker. That's very true.
I just find it so
I missed the meeting
because
I was so tired.
Yeah. That's what after every time I was like, oh my God.
Missed the mastermind meeting because I just went to sleep that morning.
I can't talk for that long. And that's what I love about Pinterest. I get to sit there, I get to schedule my pins, and then I'm done. After Clubhouse is like, oh my God, I need a 3-hour nap.
That's so true.
Or
fall asleep on there.
It does take.
Yeah.
But people fall asleep, and it does. It still takes a lot out of you. People didn't realize the capacity that we had to connect not in person. People didn't realize how much you can still connect.
And the emotion, there were some really hard conversations on there that I wasn't mentally prepared for, because I went in there with the we're going to grow our businesses and network on here. And I was like, whoa, we went somewhere totally different that I wasn't mentally prepared to go there. And it's not where I want to go. So that's where I decided, Clubhouse is it's not for me. And that's okay. I still dabble in it because I need to know in order to, but I'm not a Clubhouse expert. There are many people that have become Clubhouse experts, and that's their jam, and that's what they're doing. And that's awesome. And that's my point. You got to find what your niche is and stick with that, and you're good.
Right? I love Instagram. Twitter used to be my favorite though. And then during the pandemic, it became Instagram. So I guess
everyone's trying to catch up with each other. I mean, listen, look how quickly Instagram thought, which is also owned by Facebook, that TikTok was going to go away, and quickly released Reels and scooped that right up. And everyone said, this is just like TikTok. Yes, you guys, it actually is TikTok, because they have the financial means. They're like, why not? Twitter's coming up with audio rooms now. They're going to be competing with Clubhouse. So Facebook is also releasing that. We've already seen you can go live now with up to 3 people on Instagram, and they plan to keep rolling that out. You can now turn your camera off on there. Doesn't that sound a lot like Clubhouse? Because it is.
Yeah.
Like every
all of
platform is vying for its. I mean, they want to keep you. Every app wants to keep you on their app the most, right?
That's the point.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point. And they will
You can't be mad
punish
about
you
that.
if you discuss another app.
Right. Like you
We're
cannot
going to
repurpose
another app.
TikToks now. You won't get any reach.
But you also know, so what I'm also
Wow.
noticing is that, so in my podcast intro for each episode,
Mhm.
I say that I'm going live on all these different platforms, and I'm saying it on an Instagram platform. So I'm actually going to change my intro, my promo, to not say going live, to saying, you know, watch live on my website, or link in
Mhm.
bio, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Mhm.
I'm going to leave out where I'm going live, and then send out invites to each platform,
Yeah, smart.
because I know Instagram is listening. Like, they hear me say Clubhouse, they hear
Right.
me say Snapchat.
Right.
Like
Right.
they know
Right.
exactly what's going on.
You know,
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's the biggest shift that we've also seen in social media. We're kind of taking it back. It's funny because it used to be you got to diversify your content, because otherwise you're not nurturing your audience. You know, different content on Facebook, different content. Now we're like, no, because we're all feeling so burnt out, and you cannot create content at this rate and keep it unique. So it's like you've got to repurpose it. I say repurpose, but I always say with intention. So, you know, post to Facebook at 7 p.m. if you're going to post to Instagram at 12 p.m. At least you're reaching your audiences at different rates, because they do still all use each platform differently, right? That's why I have a prediction that I do not foresee consumers adopting to searching by keywords on Instagram. I don't. We already saw it on Facebook when they turned on hashtags. That never took off. Hashtags, that was another change on Pinterest. Yes, you can still use a couple of hashtags if you want to on there. I say if they're branded hashtags.
On Pinterest, you're
On
saying?
Pinterest. If they're branded hashtags, use them. But other than that, they don't do anything, because people don't search by hashtag over there.
Okay, so then let's get into this, because this is the perfect time to talk about SEO.
Yeah.
Because let's debunk a few things.
Yeah.
SEO is life.
It sure
Yes.
is. It's everything.
It's everything.
And I was
It's
on the
everything.
phone with on a Zoom call with a
It's
client
everything.
just
Yeah.
the other day. She's an interior designer, and she's studying feng shui. And so
Oh, I
we
just
had
read
to
about that.
find like the keywords. And when
Right.
she first started out, she was using words like sophisticated and like things that
Yeah,
didn't
people that
work.
don't search.
And
People don't search for those words.
I'm like, look, nobody's looking for this.
That's
She's like, holy.
That's why Pinterest
crap.
is like so powerful, because the way that we use industry words, like for example, for me, no one searches for marketing educator.
Yeah.
And I know I'm supposed to
No,
be
I-
called a coach, but I hate the word, so I don't use it. And it's just a me thing. But no one searches for coach either. They search for how to social media 101, how to build an email list,
And
how to create a store on Instagram. What is Instagram? You know, like you got to peel it down to basics. So Pinterest is really going to teach you how do people search for you, so you can start using those keywords in everything, in all your marketing, and on your website. You guys, please, once you do your keyword research on Pinterest, start naming your images properly on your websites and using those
I'm guilty.
keywords.
You're guilty of
yeah,
that?
my images still say like
DC
untitled
1258111.
Underscore JP.
Yeah. I mean, it's so
basic.
it's so powerful.
I
Though
know.
this is what Pinterest will help you.
So much.
It's gonna really teach you.
Busy.
And here's the first tip I want to give you guys. Let's go through this little exercise together, okay?
Okay.
When you go onto Pinterest and you look for, give me the name of like a recipe that you're gonna be posting.
Let's say chicken garlic.
Okay.
I love
You
chicken
put in
garlic.
chicken garlic. Pinterest will drop down the top 8 search terms related to chicken garlic. So then you know what to be putting in your recipe when you post to Pinterest, on your website, on Instagram,
what
on everything.
you talk about on the video, so
Right.
you don't even have to think.
Right.
Like you say chicken da, and it says
I need to look
chicken
that up
with
actually while we do
lemon,
this.
chicken.
So excited.
Let's just
on
look
a
and see.
plate,
Because is it
chicken.
chicken garlic recipe or is it chicken garlic? Let's see what
And
the
the
top.
same. This
Oh
is
my
and
God.
it's
But
such a
see,
hack.
these Okay.
are good.
This is not what I thought would have ever come up. Are you guys ready for this?
Okay.
Like when I was thinking chicken garlic, I was thinking like some fancy, like awesome stuff here. Like I don't know why, but chicken garlic pasta, chicken garlic recipes, chicken garlic spinach recipes, chicken garlic parmesan, chicken garlic butter, chicken garlic parmesan rice, and chicken garlic pizza. Those are the top search terms related to chicken garlic.
Period. So
Because I use it for the recipes. I'm
That's-
telling you.
that's-
Yeah, no,
So now
like,
you
that's
know that those are the
like
top
chicken,
things.
chicken garlic pasta, do a recipe
Right.
with that.
Right,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
'Cause it's
Make
on
a
the
chicken
top.
garlic butter.
With it.
Make a chicken garlic pizza. And I mean, look how many pieces of content we can create from this one chicken garlic
One
recipe.
chicken
From that one,
garlic.
right.
Yeah.
And that is with no subscription to any, SEO platform.
Not talking to
No.
anybody.
No.
Still,
No.
Google works the same exact way. YouTube works the same
Right.
exact way, you guys. They are telling you what
Right.
to name your videos. They are telling you what
Right.
to talk about. It's all there.
Should have brought my notebook.
Just
I'm gonna watch it
the
again.
replay.
Watch it on the
Watch the replay,
replay.
guys.
Watch the replay.
Okay, so then let's talk a little bit about optimizing the Pinterest
Yeah.
profile
Yes.
because that's pretty important.
Yeah,
and
very important. Again, it's
pretty much the same across.
the same across the board.
All
It's
of-
all about the keywords. So in your bio, you want to make it very clear and put in keywords. Who it is that you serve, what is it that you do, and make sure that you search those keywords first to make sure that people are actually searching for
finding
that,
it.
right? So like
Yeah.
I put social media tips, marketing tips is in the name.
Those are great
Oh,
keywords.
right?
Beautiful
Exactly.
words.
And
Yeah.
same thing with your boards. When you name your boards,
Boards
you
are searchable.
right, everything in Pinterest is searchable. And your descriptions that you put in your boards should all be keyword rich. So if we're going to have a board just on chicken, we're going to call it chicken recipes, right? And then in the
That's it.
description, you're going to put chicken recipes using and find all those top
Butter.
chicken keywords, right? I mean,
Got it.
this is just, it's serving it up to you on a platter.
It's the foundation, and people are so incognizant with their hashtags.
Oh, wow, look at that scoop.
Nice.
Mic drop. Wow. Yes, they're very
It's definitely a mic drop. I seen it drop.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
descriptive.
Yeah. Yep.
I love it. No, but hashtags.
Yes.
So tell us tell
Oh,
us why the
hashtags.
okay. Oh, actually, no. Let me finish this. Sorry. Let me finish the
Okay.
profile. So
Yes.
you have your profile picture,
Yeah.
which should be nice. Then
Yes.
you have
Yeah,
the,
please use
the head.
okay. Yeah. We need to right there stop. Stop using low res ugly images because Pinterest is a visual platform. You guys have to use high res
Your IG.
images.
Your IG
It really
image.
people can tell if they're blurry, and that's the thing.
I
I
get
get-
since I opened it.
I know.
But you got
You
to
can
you got to
barely
make
see
sure
it,
that
yeah.
you've got high res image. That's why having a branding session is so key when you're a business owner. That
It makes
investment,
such a huge
you can use those
difference.
amazing, beautiful images. Because what I see a lot of business owners do is that they'll take images with their stories, and everyone's so used to using filters now. Guys, when you use those are all low res. Those are not high res, high quality images. And on a platform like Pinterest, it does need to have a good resolution. Your profile image should be you, not your logo.
My Clubhouse image is better than my
It is. It is.
That's so weird.
You have so many followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
We have to.
They love
change-
me. They don't care about this.
They do. They don't care about it.
They just want to
They don't care about
live.
But we're talking about.
No, I get it though. But I'm gonna change that.
Taking it to
I
the
haven't-
next level.
I promise you, I have not even thought about changing that picture since I opened Instagram.
I
That
think
is
nobody
hilarious.
has.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
beginning.
And to be fair, our iPhones and Androids do a really
Oh, you can
great
take amazing
job.
pictures on your iPhone and Android.
oh
on
yeah,
HD.
especially my new one
Right.
over there.
Right.
It's like a $5,000 phone.
Yeah.
A
I love my-
$1,200 camera in that thing.
Yeah.
I love my
Stupid.
phone.
It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. So
But I love it.
You've
But
got
that's
the
that's
capacity
power.
to do it. I
People
have
want to go on Amazon and buy these crappy. I'm
Yeah.
guilty, but I also pay for some really good equipment.
Yeah, no, your iPhone, find a preset in Lightroom that is consistent for your brand and then use that across the board everywhere. I mean, I have clients who are custom gifters, I've got food bloggers,
Oh.
I've got all the range, and they take all their own images with their iPhones.
Done. And some lighting.
And some
Yeah,
good
You
lighting.
you have some good lighting.
Not in the bathroom either.
Yeah, no artificial light.
Tired
Get
of
near a
seeing those
window.
pictures.
Get near a window into the natural light.
Selfie in the mirror.
Yeah.
With a shower curtain behind you.
Yes, not 2002. So,
I'm so tired of
let's-
seeing those pictures. Like, stop.
Yeah, no. We
No.
we
They're
can
like,
do
it's the
better.
best. My daughter who say that's the best lighting in the bathroom. I'm like, really?
No, it's
No.
artificial light. Unless you got some beautiful natural big windows
I
in
was
there,
about to
that's
say, and
different.
it's like warm yellow light.
Yeah. Oh,
Like that is not where it's at.
no.
Okay, so we have the headline.
Okay.
What about the bio?
Bio, same thing. You want to make sure that you list out.
What's that word that you call it? Not keyword heavy. Rich. Keyword
rich.
Ooh, I don't like
Keyword
it.
Yeah, you got to make it keyword
That
rich.
sounds
You
like
could put that on a
But here's where it gets tricky, you guys. Here's where it gets tricky. You also don't want to keyword stuff, which used to be that was a technique
Okay.
before. So what people used to do is list things out. Like I would list it out in my bio. You know, social media tips, online marketing tips, social media coach, marketing coach, and that would be like my bio. Now, the algorithm recognizes that you're keyword stuffing. You don't want to do that. So what you want to do is take your main keywords and make it make sense, right? So I put that my bio name is Socially Savvy Studio, online marketing, social media tips. That's okay. And then in my bio, teaching wedding business owners and creative entrepreneurs how to grow their business with online marketing, social media tips, and marketing strategies. See what I did there? All those keywords are in there, but I'm not just listing a bunch of keywords.
It's not
It's a sentence.
overkill.
Right. You
Yeah.
still need it to. So in that perspective, it's a little more work now because we used to be able to just throw a pin and say garlic chicken butter, garlic parmesan. But now you have to say this garlic chicken recipe can also be used with garlic chicken butter to make a delicious garlic chicken pizza.
See how she did that?
Got that?
yes.
Got that?
Keyword
Yes.
rich.
Okay.
Love it.
Keyword rich, not keyword
But not-
stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you have to strategize those freaking keywords too. Like don't just pick keywords.
Right, you
Don't
can't.
just
Well,
say
that's why you have to
kitschy
sit down
things like
and do the research.
yeah, pasta for
Right.
people.
Right.
No one's
Gotta look.
looking for that.
You gotta look. You gotta sit
Yes.
down, go through Pinterest, and spend some time, and then either put it in a Excel sheet up on Google Drive. I'm a huge proponent of Trello, which is an online-based list building system. I'm obsessed with it. I do all my keyword research in there. I go through the process for my clients. I do all their keyword research and put it up in there.
Oh, okay. You put it in Trello.
And Trello,
Yeah.
That way you're always kind of get into the practice because it's going to help you carry over into all your other things. Like those keywords that you know now, you're going to start using them on your Instagram posts. You're going to start using them in your email marketing because those are the words that directly correlate to who your target audience is. It's how they talk. So it's a very,
Sure.
very important piece to know and understand.
And that even goes back to, we won't get into it, but it goes back to understanding your ideal client. You know,
Right.
so many people are making content for themselves. A lot
Right.
of a lot of my favorites.
This
a
is
lot
not
of-
about you.
It's not about you. And once you discover or decide on who your ideal client is,
Yeah.
you create content
For them, and
that.
them, their pain points. I create a whole list. I have an entire Trello board of just pain
Pain
points.
points.
Anytime I have a conversation with a client in a DM or anywhere and they tell me their struggle, I have everything written down because I'm always creating content around those pain points.
Period.
Point.
Remember Gen Z? That was from the Gen
Yes.
Z. Period.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We do it.
Point blank.
Okay, so now so we touched on, is there anything left about hashtags when it comes to Pinterest?
So again, no, and you'll notice like that there's some people that still are using them again. But I recommend not wasting the
many?
time.
like
and
how
doing,
many
like-
is too many?
Like just focus on two and make sure that they're branded. Like for example, my new brand hashtag that I'm trying to optimize is I'm going now to become more of a personal brand since I'm not like managing clients as a social media manager. So my hashtag is Learn with Jess.
love it.
Right. So, and Socially Savvy Jess. Those are
Yeah.
the two. Learn with Jess and Socially Savvy Jess. So I try to use those because I'm kind of like optimizing it. But again, that's not how that's more for people to start recognizing that this is a branded hashtag that you're using. It's great for like larger brands. You know, Crate and Barrel has their own that they use, especially for, you know, for their registry and all that good stuff. So for the bigger brands, they like will use those, but it's not about that. It's about the key words that you're using in your descriptions, the way that you're titling your pins. Those are the important factors.
Titles.
Yes, your title is very, very important.
That's what I learned. I studied with this woman. Her name is Sunny, and she's one of the big YouTubers. And there is an entire system behind naming a YouTube video.
And it's the same for Pinterest.
Yes.
It's the same. It's the same for Pinterest, and it's the same for your images on your website. So you see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you can be consistent. And I want to get into repurposing the content because we've talked.
We talked my favorite with Pinterest. With Pinterest, you can take that one garlic chicken recipe and make 20 pins out of this one recipe. Because this is the beauty of Pinterest. What you guys want to do is work with a graphic designer, or if you're savvy like that, in Canva, get your templates already made to go. Just switch out the images and change your titles. So watch this. Pin 1 can be, here's my garlic chicken recipe. Pin 2 can be 5 different ways that you can create garlic chicken. 3 can be, what is garlic chicken and how to use it, you know. Pin 4, garlic chicken butter and how that's different from regular butter. Whatever, you know, garlic chicken pizza for your backyard alfresco dining on Friday night. I mean, you could just keep changing
and watch the analytics and see what works.
Exactly.
Like, how powerful is that?
And you'll know right away with Pinterest. That's the other thing I love about the analytics on there. I mean, you can quickly see that this one got 1.6K views and this one got 10K views, and you can see already which pin resonated more. Now, just like every other platform, video is of top of mind. It's a better performer because it's what the algorithm.
You're so good on video.
Yeah, the algorithm is favoring it. So you can be recording all these videos of yourself, get them into Canva, and slap that onto your template, and you're good. You're done.
And the, like you said, like the difference, it's the same with reels, you know,
right?
The reach with video is so massive.
Yeah. And story pins right now are just what's harder about story pins is that you have to do them, like you can't pre-schedule them like you can standard pins. So you again have to come up with a strategy. What time of day are you going to block it out in your calendar where you're going to get on there and do your story pins? But they're fun because they're just like doing Instagram stories. So it's more of a behind the scenes. It's not, you know, perfection is out, authenticity is in. So it's no longer sitting there and being like everything perfect. Like just get on there, film yourself and do a quick story pin. You know, here's the recipe. Now it's a little bit trickier with Pinterest is its landing point, its destination. People on Pinterest want to consume information. So blogs, leading your pins to your blog posts and to places on your website, that's the key of Pinterest. So if you are a wedding photographer and leading them to that gallery on your website of that wedding to that blog post, that's what you want to be doing. You're a food blogger, you want to be getting it over to that recipe. Online marketing educator, I'm sending them to my blog post, how to use a social media scheduler. Branding, oh, forget it. All day, every day.
Okay, courses, everything.
Everything, right? That destination is really, really important.
And why that is so important to have it go to your website, and what I'm a huge proponent of, is the fact that it's important to own your content. We sign away so much of our content producing for these platforms. We think we're doing it for, we think we're doing it for free. It's free, but it's not, because it's our time.
Right.
And there are influencers out there. I mean, if you guys, people are making commercials with their cell phones and then selling products. And so like this, that's a skill. Like they're producers, you know.
And then you own that content. You own it on your website and your email list.
Website.
Those are the two things that you own. I had a situation where a company used a picture of my daughter without my permission, And the crazy part is that it just happened to be that my best friend was on Instagram and saw an ad, and she was like, what the hell? That's my goddaughter. And she sent me a thing, and she was like, I didn't know you got recent modeling. And it was a sweatshirt that said Little Boss on it. I didn't even purchase the sweatshirt from this company. And I said, that's because I didn't. I happened to have done a blog post on it, on her. I was able to quickly send a cease and desist through my attorney, and they had to take it down. They took that without my permission. So see the power there of also protecting ourselves and our content.
Yeah, 100%. And
It's
there's
really important.
And there's when you're out there and without a contract, absolutely.
They can in Instagram guidelines and Facebook, they actually are allowed to do that, to take the content and
If it's
screenshot it. No, they can. It's saying that you're putting it out there, so they have the right. Someone else has the right to repurpose that content. But because I happen to also have it on my blog, on my website, that's how I was able to say you're not able to use this content, because if you look at my privacy policy and my terms and agreement on my website, it says that you cannot use any of my content without my permission.
Is that the loophole if you're part of social media?
Yes, that's the loophole. And this is where it gets really, really complicated. That's the other thing. You're more protected on Pinterest than on any of the other platforms. There was there's been so many instances of plagiarism and stealing people's work and repurposing it as their own on Instagram has become a big playing field for that. So Pinterest protects you more because of their terms and agreements and privacy policy, because they're a search engine. So content is different. There's some gray areas there, but as we move more into those gray areas, you want to make sure that you really look into protecting your content, and your website is where you can do that. So make sure you have your privacy policy on there. Make sure your terms and agreements are up to date.
Yeah.
And that is the best investment you can make if there's any takeaway, Pinterest or not, when it comes to online content. You want to make sure that first and foremost, you are protected. Work with an attorney who deals with online business. That's an investment that should be made by every single business owner and entrepreneur.
My whole life has been changed. When was the last time? No, honestly, if you watch all the shows, this is the quietest me and Sharonda have ever been.
Because I'm like taking
it in.
I know. I'm like taking notes in my head.
Well, it's just easy to
of course,
forget.
I'm going to watch this over, but I'm engaged with you live now in real time, and this is like absolutely amazing. I know that there's like so much stuff out there that tells you this and that, but it's so nice to hear it from a human being with
10 years in the game.
And you know what? And I know it can seem overwhelming, but it's not. It's listen, protect yourself, right? Get all these things into place, then find the channels that you love and have fun. Have fun.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Because that's the thing. That's what's gonna hold
fun.
you back. And that's what I love about Pinterest. Like it's so much fun. Just think about all the recipes on there, seeing people pin, like what kind of impact. You can have such a bigger reach on there.
I'm just not creating anything on there, but I'm familiar.
Just take a screenshot. Just take a screenshot now, because you I don't know how you push out so many.
Yeah, you could have so much videos of yourself, and that's
insane.
That's unique to you and your brand, and you can have a lot of fun with that over there.
I love it.
For so long, when you work as a publicist, you're posting for other people.
Same with the social media manager.
And that's how it was for me for so long. And now I get to do my own thing. And I'm like, I can post this.
I was in the same boat. I was in the same boat last year because I was so used to, being behind the scenes. That was really hard for me, actually, to have to show up, like me, my face, and I kept telling all my clients, like, you have to show up. And they were like, yeah, but I've never seen your face on there. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm talking about you. That was a hard change for me. And, this last year was the first time that I've now in this it's like starting a new business, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We don't think about that. Right. Yeah. Now I'm showing up, and that's so different. I'm like, wow, I get now what my clients
you're like
are
the
saying.
producer in the show, and you never see the producer,
right?
But just see their name. Maybe
you know what? It takes nothing good ever came out of a comfort zone. We know that. Yeah, there's nothing good that comes out of fear. Everything good is on the other side of fear. And part of showing up is saying, I'm going to come out of my comfort zone. I'm going to show up. But who are you showing up for? And that's something that you should think about when you're pinning to Pinterest, when you're posting to Instagram, when you're doing your YouTubes, but whatever, every single piece of social media and online marketing piece, who are you showing up for? Who do you serve? That's period.
Absolutely. Understanding your why and knowing your ideal client. All right, y'all. Well, I mean, let's get into it. What were the takeaways? I mean,
I know I inundated you guys with
I got a
so
whole
much
list.
stuff.
Well, my biggest takeaway was keyword rich.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna put that on a coffee mug.
Yeah.
own that. You need go
That was
Right.
so.
Do your
awesome.
research.
daddy that.
Do your research. Look for your keywords and spend the time.
Oh man, just fall in love with the words.
What was your takeaway? You were the takeaway.
Yeah.
No, but my takeaway though too is that I've been in the game for so long that sometimes I forget that this sounds like gibberish to other people. And so the takeaway here is that take your time getting to know a channel, but do it well. Do your keyword research, get your templates made, and start scheduling, which by the way, you can innately schedule in Pinterest. You can go in there and schedule pins. I use Later. Later Media is my favorite social media scheduler because you can schedule to multiple. Tailwind has always been the authority when it comes to scheduling to Pinterest, but it doesn't play nice with video. So it's no longer my favorite. So, you can just start today on Pinterest, and you should.
No, and I feel like that's like my big takeaway is that I'm like you, where I have a lot of drafts of reels and like getting ready to
25
like
sitting there, it's ready.
literally ready. And as soon as I, set everything up, because it is about the strategy. I spend a lot of time, creating content, which is obviously very, very good. There's some strategy behind it, but every time I add a platform, I need to understand the direction that it's, that I'm taking it.
And you know what? One thing, since I teach people how to do this, but Pinterest is the one platform that I teach you how to do it so you understand and know how much time it takes, but it's the one platform that I'm a huge proponent of outsourcing, finding a great Pinterest manager, because it is really, really time consuming. And you really have to be super, super consistent. So of all the social media channels that I think it's the best to outsource is your Pinterest. Yeah, having an amazing Pinterest manager, but learn first how to do it and have a strategy in place. See what's working and what's not, because what I see often to happen is like, I don't want to do it, so I'm just going to hire and outsource it. And if you don't know how it's supposed to be done, a lot of times, what if that person's doing it wrong? You're not going to know after you've way invested into that person, and you're like, wait, what? They weren't doing it right. You need to know that part first.
Just one more thing. One more thing. But I might hop on that Later thing. I've tried a lot of different schedulers.
Yeah.
I haven't tried Later yet.
Yeah.
But if they have the most, that might
They do.
help.
And LinkedIn is coming down the pike for them. And that's going to be very much a game changer for social media schedulers. They're
Because in
awesome.
reality, you have to be everywhere. You do.
It depends. Yes, depending on what business you are.
On
right.
platforms, but you don't necessarily have to create for all platforms.
Right. Exactly. And it depends where you are in business, where you're starting, and your resources. For a small business, if we're talking about a small boutique shop in downtown New Haven, you Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook, you're
Absolutely.
good. You don't need to be on Clubhouse and TikTok and all these other. You don't. So it really depends on your business and who you're who your ideal client is.
I know. And you know what? I know the audience gets really tired of us saying the same things over and over.
But that's the number one rule in business, is to know your customer.
You really
Number
do.
one.
The customer,
and it's the last thing that people think about.
Your
Yeah.
supporters,
Last
your
thing that people
fans,
think
whatever it is that you call them, you need to know who they are.
I think that's what's so great about Pinterest. Without you even knowing it, you start learning about who your customer is by going through this process. Because you have no choice but to spend the time searching on there and then being like, wow, oh my God, I can't believe that. I wouldn't have thought that this is how somebody would look for me or what I do,
Oh my God, we can talk about this for 3 more hours.
Oh, at the
I like-
minimum.
I
Are you
like
kidding?
Geek out. I love it. You're so knowledgeable, and I am
Yes.
so appreciative of you taking your time to be on the show with us. Like this
I'm
was
so
knocked
grateful.
it out of the park.
I love being here, spending this gorgeous day
Meanwhile,
in this beautiful space. You know, I haven't left my house in so long. Like this is my first in-person like live thing that I've done.
love
You know,
it.
and then I was like,
love
whoa,
it
I actually have to like get
too.
dressed today. What's happening here? This is weird. I was looking at my closet like, I gotta go shopping.
I love it, y'all. She is talking about the Downtime Production Studio here in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Gorgeous.
It's such a cool spot. The studio
Amazing.
is so just special. And so definitely tap in.
Yeah.
Go follow Downtime Productions on IG. Go follow my girl Sharon Tell D on IG. Go follow Miss Jess Nana, Socially Savvy Studio on IG. And of
Love
course,
it.
it's your girl, Angie Legg, your host of the Be Influential podcast. Hit me up on I Am Angie Legg, and we are out. Thanks so much for tapping into the Be Influential podcast, where we dare you to be different. I'm your host, Angie Legg, and you can catch me and my co-host, Sharon Tell Durskell, every Friday, live at 11 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse. And a big shout out to my sponsor, 10K Cards, the modern business card. Scan the QR code and get yours today.